Acer Chromebook 14 Review. Design and build. In terms of layout and design, the Acer Chromebook 14 looks very similar to the MacBook Air. Stylish, sharp edges, rounded corners and an integrated keyboard tray make the Chromebook 14 look far more expensive than it is. Add to this the numerous metallic pieces in the light gray chassis, which contains some metal, but I suspect is fairly heavy on the plastic, and you have a machine that exudes an air of class. The lid, meanwhile, has a brushed metallic coating that doesn't really match the rest of the machine. It looks a little cheap. Overall, though, this is a great-looking laptop for the price. Screen. By any standard, the Chromebook 14's 1366 by 768 pixel screen is poor. It covers only 52% of the sRGB color gamut, leaving a screen that lacks vibrancy. Contrast is rated at just 339:1 thanks to slightly high black levels of 0.69 nits. Maximum brightness is acceptable at 236 nits, and thanks to the matte coating on the screen, using this machine outside in bright sunlight shouldn't prove an issue. Performance. The Chromebook 14 is home to a low-power Intel Celeron N3060. It's a dual-core chip running between 1.6 GHz and 2.48 GHz, depending on thermal conditions. It has no cooling fans, so it runs silently. The processor is supported by 2 GB of RAM, which in this day and age is barely enough to have 5 media-heavy browser tabs open at once. I really had to pare down the number open. Even then continued to experience problems, with some tabs being put to sleep and my having to reload them. I wish Acer would have raised the price a little and offered this machine with 4 GB of memory, but in the UK at least, this isn't an option. Chrome OS. If you're familiar with Windows, Chrome OS will be a bit of a departure. The OS is essentially a web browser with 32 GB of local storage for a small number of downloads. There are very few local applications you'll want to download right now, and all the best stuff is browser-based. This is likely to change soon with the introduction of Android apps on Chrome OS, but this hasn't yet materialized on most Chromebooks. Battery life. The Chromebook 14's battery life is phenomenally good, which is a consequence of its larger form factor. I was able to get through a full day of work while using the Chromebook at around 70% brightness. At half brightness I'd be confident this machine could get through 9–10 hours of screen on time on a single charge, even more if you used it conservatively. This puts it in the same league as the Toshiba Chromebook 2. Watching Netflix at half brightness consumed just 9% of the battery per hour, so you could expect around 10 hours of streaming as well.